Sorry about that, but today we are teaching you guys a very cool thing. Today we're teaching you guys about log profiles, about flat picture profiles, about everything that's sort of, flat picture profiles. So, first of all, they are pretty much a less contrast, less saturation. Now, here, this is how the video looked before I color graded it, and before I converted it into, a normal kind of Rec 709 or something like that. Okay, so now, thank you, okay, that feels better. We are now going to be breaking this apart. What does it mean to be a log profile? Okay, if I'm a log profile, what am I special? So pretty much log profiles have much less saturation and less contrast. What is saturation and contrast? Saturation, this is more saturation, and this is more contrast. Yeah, you can pretty much see how it looks. So yeah, that's contrast and saturation. Now, why would I want this? Well, we're going to be going over 3 main reasons why you would want this. So the first reason is something very important, okay? Stay tuned for the third one because most people really don't think about it. Okay, I haven't heard it anywhere, just thought about it. Okay, now let's go to the first one. We have our, normal thing. Everybody's like, oh, because you want to get more dynamic range, which frankly that can help, okay? You see here in the back there, that's blown out part of it. Now, if I wasn't using a log profile, then that would be even more blown out. Okay, and if I had a better log profile, if I had like C-log or something, now I just have CineStyle, which is better than nothing, but it's definitely no C-log, S-log, all those kind of fancy log modes, whatever. So if I was using that, then I'd even have better dynamic range, which pretty much means not having those things completely blown out. Now, there are ways to get more dynamic range, like I'm pretty sure I made a video about it. I'll leave it somewhere away, but this is a way, and it's pretty easy. Just use that, but then you need to either color grade it intensively in post or just throw a LUT on in post. So there's like conversion LUTs. Now you might think, why add another step? And the reason is because what you can do is, instead of just applying that LUT, you can, before the LUT, add like volume down on all the highlights. So that's pretty much how you get the dynamic range. Now number two is another one, and this is actually you might laugh, but it looks cool. It's a cool editing workflow, and it's not only that it looks cool, it can actually though give you sort of more space in editing. Okay, when you're editing, you can bring more out of your image if you have less. So if your image is less contrasty, less saturation, then you can bring it up. It's much harder to lower the contrast and lower the saturation after, what happened without it looking terrible, okay? Now, let's get to the wow one, okay? Number 3, white balance. Changing white balance, unless you have raw is something that's like you can change in editing, but it looks like you changed it in camera. So unless you have raw, you can't really change white balance drastically without it looking terrible. Okay? Think about it, you have a super cold image, and then now you try to, turn it back. It just doesn't work unless it's raw. But now imagine having a super cold image, but you can't really see so much of the coldness yet because you didn't really bring out so much saturation and everything out of it. Now it's much easier, okay? It's much easier to just say, let's just change that temperature a bit, and then, now let's bring out the contrast, saturation, all those stuff. That is, I think, the most important thing. It's like having a mini RAW. That's really powerful, I believe. Now, if you got value out of this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And check out my Patreon if you want to help us make these videos. So if you want to support us. Thank you guys. See you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.